Hiya, welcome everybody to another episode of Latif's Inspired. Today I am going to show you how we make the very simple pre-cooked chicken, what we do in the Indian restaurants. When you come into an Indian restaurant, you normally order, if it's chicken, it's either chicken tikka or the plain chicken. Chicken tikka tends to be a bit more expensive, 50p a pound more, couple of pound more. Reason being it goes for a marination process and then it gets grilled into the tandoor and whacked into the curry. Whereas the pre-cooked chicken, similar thing, but not the marination. All we do is we cook it before service and make sure the chicken's cooked. And I'll be showing you how we keep the chicken moist, tender and succulent, because I've got loads of messages saying their chicken dries out and it's not as flavoursome. So hopefully if you're following the base gravy and how we cook the BIR style at home, this will give you an insight on how we cook the chicken. And if you follow it to how I do, hopefully you'll have beautiful tender chicken at home, and you can also preserve it as well for a few days. So I'll show you my little secrets. Thank you very much. Right, so I have my cast iron pot and I am going to be cooking. This is about 2 kg of chicken breast, just cubed up. 1 inch squared is the preferable size. So just about 2 kg of chicken that I'm going to be cooking. Right, so got my pan ready. This is about just less than a cup of oil. You need a fair bit of oil to keep the chicken moist. So don't worry about using a fair bit of oil. So this was just under a cup of oil. So I need to heat the oil up. Right, I'm going to be adding my garlic and ginger paste, and I'm using a teaspoon. I know you go on about my teaspoon, I add quite a lot, but this is just a general teaspoon. I've just made myself a cup of tea. So there you go, there's a heaped teaspoon. So 1, 2, that's a larger than the heap. 2, 3, 4. Right, I've used a fair bit of garlic and ginger paste. The reason being I just want it to penetrate the chicken. I'm not going to add any onion to this. Reason being is I just want the flavour of the spices to go into the chicken and the chicken to be nice and moist. Some people use onions, I say not to, because you can keep it in the fridge for a couple of days, there's no problem whatsoever. When you use the onions, it can go off depending on how fresh the onion was. So don't use any onions if you follow my recipe. There you go, the fragrance is beautiful. And I keep on saying I'm going to make the video on how I make the garlic and ginger paste, because that's the one I would recommend. As you can see, it's got a greeny sort of colour. Reason being is coriander stalks, green pepper, green chilli. So it's got a bit of fragrance as well as flavour, just not ginger and garlic. Although ginger and garlic is extremely flavoursome. Right, so all I want is just to have this a little bit of colour. Just want that rawness to be taken away. Right, the spices that I'm going to be using are, this is coriander, so about a teaspoon of coriander, 1 teaspoon of cumin, this is 2 teaspoons of a general curry powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder. You can use less, it's no problem. I think for 2 kg, 1 teaspoon is not spicy at all, but it's definitely going to have a nice flavour of spice to it. I'm using 1 teaspoon of turmeric, generally for the colour as well as the flavour, and a bit of garam masala. Just has a little bit of that fragrant spice to it, that sweet sort of beautiful spice. So right, now that's gone in. It's just been about, well, I've been whapping away. Been whapping away for about 2 minutes, so I would say this was about 2 minutes. There you go, it's got a little colour to it. Now the spices are going in, guys. Bismillah. Basically nice and hot oil. It just wakes up all the spices. Beautiful. Smell is coming, nice fragrance. I'm going to use my tomato puree. 1, 2. That's about 2 chef spoons, so good 3 tablespoons that was. This is going to build a fantastic colour. Now all I'm going to do, put the heat up. It was before on medium, now it's on a high heat. So if you're cooking on an electric cooker, put it on high, guys. Now if you cook it too much and it goes a bit darker, it turns bitter, which you don't want. So all I'm doing is just cooking it out. And in Indian cooking, people say this is boonering the spice. So I'm just boonering the spice at the moment. This brings out the flavours of the spices, and you definitely need that. Beautiful. Give this a few minutes. Right, it's been about a minute on a high heat. Now I'm going to add some water. Probably about a couple of cups of water. Now I'm going to put the heat back up again to a very high heat, and I want the water to become to a boiling point, and when it's got the boiling point, that's going to be adding the chicken. Right, the sauce has come to a boiling point. Now I'm going to add these chicken. Remember to wash your hands before and after. Right, just going to quickly wash my hand now. Right, basically what you need is there to be enough water. If you're cooking in a pot like this, just about covers or nearabouts covers the chicken. What's going to happen is there's going to be a liquid that's going to release from the chicken, so it's going to be quite watery in the end. So put the gas down to a medium low, and you want the chicken to be cooked. Now the chicken takes about 15 minutes or so to cook. You don't want to overcook it, and obviously not undercook it. Now I've been quite busy and I forgot to add the salt, so I'm going to add about 2 kg. So normally I add about one teaspoon per kg, so this is about 2 teaspoons. There you go, of salt. You don't want this to be too salty because obviously it's going to be added to the chicken, and when you cook BIR style, every dish has its own salt. So you want this to have salt so it flavours the chicken, but not too overpoweringly salty, otherwise you're going to have salty dishes. I'm going to put it back on a medium-high heat, and I want it to start bubbling away again. And make sure you use very good quality chicken. The best quality, the more flavoursome and succulent. There you go. So it's on a medium heat, and let this bubble away. I'm going to put my beloved lid on and come back to it in about 5 minutes. I'm not worried about it sticking to the bottom of the pan because it's not in a thick sauce. I've watered it down. All I'm wanting it to do is just release the liquid from the chicken, so I know the chicken's cooked. And as I said, it takes about 15 minutes or so. So there you go. Patience is a virtue, as they say, but it's just been a few minutes and I want to check this out and I want to show you. It's bubbling away, as you can see. Voila. Beautiful. Chicken's just cooking away just nicely, and I just want it to stay tender and moist. Got a bit of cut of my hands if you're noticing. Chef life, not easy. Right, I showed you a close-up. Now as you can see, it's steaming away. All I wanted is the water to be coming to a boiling point again after the chicken's gone in. So it's boiling away now. Now I'm going to give it some TLC. Put the gas down to a medium low. And now I'm going to let this cook. You can see that bubbling away and the oil floating. That's when you know it's ready. So I normally cook about 10 kg or 20 kg worth of chicken. I just cooked about a couple of kg, so yeah, it's cooked faster, which is fantastic. And I'm going to show you the chicken shortly. Right. So here's the chicken. Get my machete. There you go. And cut it open. It's very awkward. I'm trying to show you in the camera and using my left and right hand. But anyway, let me get this over here. There you go. You see that? There's no pinkiness. It's just that opaque color. And it needs about a couple more minutes actually. There, I can see it's a little bit. I don't want to overcook it. When you overcook the chicken, it does dry out. So yeah, it just needs. I did say about 8 minutes after the boiling point. So it's been 5 minutes. So give it another few minutes and it'll be ready. Right, it's been 15 minutes. Beautiful color. Go. That's cooked now. Turn the gas off. There you go. Turn the gas off and I'll show you a little close-up. Right, let me just show you a little close-up. Voila. Beautiful chicken. There you go. Good quality. You can just eat this chicken just as it is, to be honest with you, with some rice or something. It's got all the flavors that you need. There's no onions there. Onions is just in it for like a thickener. So obviously I don't want this to be thickened. My aim is just to keep the chicken nice and moist. So there you go, guys. Pre-cooked chicken. Right, that was my pre-cooked chicken, guys. I gave away quite a lot of my secrets, and trust me, this is exactly how I do it in the restaurant. I just make sure the chicken is cooked, it's got enough flavor, and it stays, most importantly, you must keep it in its stock. That's what gives it that tenderness and that beautiful flavor. So if you keep it in its sauce, even if the sauce cools down and you start cooking it, it's actually better. So if you use this, you made your pre-cooked chicken, cook it on the next day, it'll be even more tender and soft. No problem whatsoever. 2 days, no problem. So that was the pre-cooked chicken. And if you've enjoyed my tips and my secrets, because I love you all and I'm feeling the love back, I'm getting my subscribers are coming amazingly, and I just want to say personally thank you very much. And yeah, so it keeps me motivated. It's very important, motivation, and obviously inspiration. So thank you very much, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you soon for another episode of Latif's Inspired.